So, whoa, looky there. We got Scotty was the first one in. Good morning. Man, we got Venom Gaming, which is Terry. What's going on, my friend? We got Charlie. What's going on, Charlie?
Man, I wish I could see that.
I got it close.
It's close, but
do I need to get it closer?
No, I just need Mr. Magoo glasses.
Man. You know, so we were walking through Walmart the other day, and the wife and I was, and you guess what size TV I saw?
96.
Close, 93. It was a 93-inch TV. And the wife goes, holy crap, I mean, it stood this tall. And she was like, holy crap, what would you do with that? I said, put it in the garage so Rusty can see the comments.
That might work.
She was like, no.
Come out here, we can put some mounts up here and hang it with some chain.
Yeah, I was like, you would put that thing outside. I mean, you would make it a
that would be a wall piece in a room.
Oh, 90. Oh, man. That thing would be huge. Hey, it would be awesome, though. I mean, can you imagine watching football and that? It'd be like your size running around. But anyway, good morning, Rusty. How are you?
All right, sir. Good morning.
How's everybody else doing? Everybody still saying hi? So, we had some ideas last night. And then I got kind of inspired because of leftovers, laziness, because I didn't want to go to the grocery. And one of the guys I go to breakfast with 3 or 4 times a week, he always gets this. And so I thought, well, we'll put our little spin on it. And I got to use up the sausage anyway. So, So my buddy always gets the special 2 eggs over medium, cheesy grits, and bacon. Well, I have this apple cinnamon Johnsonville sausage that I need to use.
I'm really excited about this.
And that was kind of the other one, because I was lazy and didn't cook it, and 2, I knew Rusty wanted to try it. So that's why we're using it. And then the grits, I'm going to use the riced cauliflower. Sorry, Tom. The riced cauliflower. And pimento cheese. Ought to be something different. So, yeah. And then eggs over medium. So, let me kick this on.
He's got his $30 worth of eggs.
Yep. Well, the original 2 were the high-end ones. The original ones were the high-end ones. The other ones weren't as high-end. Because when I went to the store, that was all they had was the high-end bougie ones. And I was like, oh. All right, Charlie. Just for Charlie. Yeah, he gets upset when I flip it on and try to burn him. But he'll burn himself. All right. Oh, so it's going to be a pretty simple little cook today. Didn't want to go too wild. Tom's Food Factory, what's going on, brother? I was wondering if he's going to make it. Scotty, I saw your video and you got me inspired. He did the...
What happens if you sit stuff right there on the edge of the freaking counter?
Dang kids can't take it. So, Scotty, your Kansas City rib video, I just watched it before I come out here, and you got me inspired. So, Rusty and I were talking about, he asked about a Super Bowl cook next week, and I was like, I have no idea. I hadn't even thought about it. And we kicked something around, and I got something I think you might like. I won't disclose anything else yet.
We don't want you to steal our ideas and beat us to it.
Yeah. So we're going to try a little something different next week. That's going to combine the 2 teams together and maybe a little flair to the venue. I don't know. So, but the rub that you made is very similar to my sweet rub that I've been making for years. I don't use chili powder though, so that was one difference. But yeah. So while this is heating up, what culinary experiences have you had this week? Aside from the stuff you did eat on Wednesday.
Yeah, I had a perfect opportunity to skip out on eating oysters on Wednesday.
Yeah, that you did.
But the only thing really is yesterday I pulled out my Blackstone and fired it up for the first time in a couple months. And made smash burgers for the family for dinner yesterday. But I got me another wedding coming up. One of my friends called me Friday, and he's getting married on March the 15th. And I'll be doing pulled pork, macaroni and cheese, green beans, baked beans, and coleslaw for 150 people.
Okay.
So I got that cook coming up.
Okay, that's cool. Give me a paper towel.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So you got a big cook coming up. Throw the sausage. So you broke the Blackstone out, huh?
Yeah.
Did you have to do any kind of cleaning to it?
The only thing I did was hit it with some water and my scraper just to scrape off the top oil that whenever I oiled it the last time I used it. I just scraped that off of there and put down some fresh oil just in case any little critters got on there while it was covered up.
Yeah.
And went right.
That happens, yeah.
Yeah, it does. But yeah, there was no rust or nothing. I mean, everything was perfect.
Oh, let's see. Charlie's latest video has me inspired to do nothing. Yeah. Motivated, got kicked back to my series. Yep. Let's see. Okay, so you did. You got it cleaned up, just with water and
just some water. And that was all it took.
No rust on it.
Not a bit of rust.
Okay, so it's been sitting for months, right?
It's probably been 2 months since I fired it up.
Okay. How often do you find that it gets rusted? Like you gotta really how long have you let one sit? Because you've got 3, 4.
I got 3.
And it's hard to put them all into rotation.
It is I can't tell you how long it's been since I've had any rust. The only one I can remember having rust in my recent memory is my little 17-inch that you took with you when you went to Ohio.
Yeah, a while back, yeah.
Because I very seldom use that because it's so small. Mm-hmm. Now, if I were to take it with us on a comp or something like that, then yeah, we would use it. But because my family is so large, I really have no need for that little 17-inch on my back deck.
Okay.
And so the last time I used it was in October because that's whenever we had our high school reunion. And I did all the cooking for that. And so I brought my 17-inch instead of lugging my 36 or my 28. Mm-hmm. And whenever I got to the location of our cook, whenever I unbagged it and everything, there was rust on it. So I had to clean it up right then because it hadn't been used since you brought it back from Ohio. So it had been over a year. And that's the only time I ever had any rust on one. And it's my fault just for taking it and looking at it and checking on it. And like you say, putting it in rotation. I mean, I could easily get up one morning and just cook bacon and eggs on it just to make it get a use out of it. But that's the only time I really had any rust. I keep them so well oiled that I don't really have an issue. With rust.
Iron. I don't have the black stone. I have the black iron, and so I don't. I mean, I throw mine in rotation. I got one that needs to be lugged on, and I was going to use it today, and I might switch to that before. I think I might switch to that while we're sitting here talking about it. So I was going to use this Cracker Barrel skillet griddle. I love this. These things are awesome. I love this. Some of my buddy Bruce, if you're watching, thank you. Guy I used to work with, we had a supervisor who had bought it at a thrift store and then wasn't going to use it because he didn't know how to clean it, or he said he didn't, or whatever. So he sold it for what he paid, like $6, to this guy Bruce. And Bruce had it in his locker at work for like months, and was like, "I'm never going to take this home and clean it up." He goes, "You will. Here, take it, keep it, cook on it. Think of me when you do." So I do, and this is actually one of my probably most used pieces on a day-to-day. Just a flat griddle. You see it's pretty thin. I really enjoy this one.
Man, this stuff smells amazing.
That's the apple cinnamon. So I had never seen this one before.
I've never seen it either.
And I had to. Now, some of you guys, like Scotty, I know, and you go to make a video, or you see something, you're like, "Ooh, I need to make a video on that," and then you find somebody else already did. Like the next day or 2 days later. That happens to me quite a bit. I was walking through Walmart, and I saw the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Bacon.
I haven't seen that yet.
Walmart's got it. And I was like, "Ooh, that'd be awesome." And I didn't get it. I said, "Well, that'd be a great video." But I was like, it's the same as Uncle Steve's dessert shake on bacon, I would think. But that would have been a comparison. And I may still do that as a comparison video, but because that's a good idea. But then the Wall Twins did a video on it. Like 2 days later, they uploaded the video of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Bacon. And I was like, "Oh!" So I didn't want to throw something out there to copy, you know what I mean? To be like, "Well, they did it, so I'm doing it." But it was really,
But you didn't know they did it.
I didn't know they did it until 2 days later. So anyway.
It wouldn't be copying.
So what I'm doing is I'll wait for some time to pass. Because like the Dr. Pepper Sloppy Joe I was wanting to do, they made it because it was viral. I don't know if it's viral. That ain't why I made it. I was going to make it because I saw it on Pinterest. But I don't know. That happens. But let's see what happens. Walmart has some fishing gear on clearance. Ooh. Looking for a battery to run a pellet grill. I don't know what we've talked about this. I was looking for one of those like Jackeries or little power stations that would power the E-Series. So that way we could take it out. We could do some sort of like day camping, parking lot breakfast or something like that. Some sort of video where you could, off grid kind of thing. You could plug it in anywhere and cook breakfast or a sandwich or whatever. But because the Blackstone E-Series like ramps up to 1800 amps, watts, and then runs at 1500. That's a pretty substantial $2,000 battery box.
If you were going to run a pellet grill, you could actually bypass the most power drawing part is the actual heat rod whenever it starts the pellets. You can actually unplug your heat rod and start the fire into the pellet chamber with a cotton ball and some rubbing alcohol. You just simply light the cotton ball, drop it in there, or put it in there first and light it. Put just a couple pellets in there to get it started, and you can bypass the amazing draw of power that heat rod takes. And then the only power you're going to be running is turning the auger motor ever so slightly and the fan motor that's blowing. And those little batteries that we have in
we made the
boxes with, those would be perfectly fine for that.
A little 12-volt deer feeder battery.
Right.
So that'd be kind of cool.
But you can unplug your heat rod and then start your fire manually with a cotton ball and a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and you don't have to worry about a power draw. Granted, the heat rod only pulls power for the first 4 minutes of your cook anyway, and then it shuts off and it's never used again. So, but that's still, to find a battery to have enough amps to put the heat to that rod so that it could ignite the pellets, that'd be probably a substantial sized battery. But you could just eliminate the battery altogether, and you just need power for turning your fan and the auger motor.
Huh. So then you could run like a deer feeder battery. I've got a box down here. One that we made for our fan.
Right.
Let me get this out of here. So there's that. And because we're talking about it, there's my fan. I'll get to that in a second. So this is just a Harbor Freight ammo can, little plastic one. And inside, I have a 12-volt deer feeder battery. Well, that's what I call it, but got it rigged in there. I got some cables to plug in. I've got an outlet if I wanted to for my fan. If the battery dies and I still need to run the fan, then I have an outlet wired for that. I have the cables to run from the battery to the fan, which is over here. We'll look at that in a minute. But that's a simple 12-volt battery, 12-volt, something like that. That's what he's talking about.
And we have so many. I get these from work, and man, we probably got 10 of them here, still brand new in the box.
I've got more than that, but
more than that. I mean, it's really easy for us because we have all the stuff.
And
but to buy that battery brand new is only like $20, $24 or something.
Something like that. Academy Sports has them for deer feeders.
So they're not expensive, and it's an easy fix.
So I'd got one of these cigarette lighter adapters and wired it to the thing so I could put it on the battery and drop in a USB double plug. So that way that plugs in, and then I could run phone chargers or whatever off of that too. But there's that. So that's a cool little deal. And I only had to put like one little notch, I think. No, I didn't. Yeah, I got a little notch here in the front corner. Just a little one. I cut the corner out just so the cables would fit down in there so they didn't pitch. We got some new people in. Happy Life, how you doing? Rick Wynn, how you doing? Tony Smith, what's up? So that's my power supply right now. And it's simple. Throw it in and it's done. I'll sit out here for a minute. So then this is my, we were talking about fans. This is a electrical conduit box that I bought this. You can't even buy this controller now. I've had it in my Amazon cart since I built this.
Right.
And I can't, it won't come up anywhere on Amazon. But this is a fan controller, and I have it on off 2 switches. One is the main power and one is just a fan. So when I have it plugged in, the main power turns on the controller. The fan obviously controls the fan. So when I'm in the drum, if you know anything about drums, when you open the lid and you're in that, doing something in that cooker for more than 45 seconds or a minute, it gets a whole bunch of air. So, and then this will kick on because you're releasing all that heat. So this temperature will drop and then it calls for the fan to run. So what I do is I cut the fan off and then pinch back on my ball valve that I have on there. So that way it's not drawing in air from there. It's just while you're in there. So that gives you an extra, I don't know, minute, 30 seconds to a minute to get in and do what you got to do. Get in and out. And it's a simple, that's a computer fan. That's all it is. It is a fan we pulled from a computer. I had to cut the back out to mount this in with a couple screws. This is just a piece of PVC. I've got a wiring diagram on how to wire it, but there's the female ends that go to the battery, to the cables for the battery. And then this is was it a K? It's not a K type. I forget what type, but it's a thermometer that I have these stainless steel zip ties on. And what that does, let me try to show you here. What that does is on my drums, I run a 12-inch turkey fryer probe. This slides onto that probe, so that way it's reading right below that probe. So they should match, and they normally do.
Pretty close.
They normally do within a couple degrees. So that's how I control the fan, or I use this fan and that battery when we're at competitions, or if I'm doing like an overnight cook. That is until I got the Brizo, which is over there. So I'll just put that back down. So yeah. So as far as a power system, I don't remember a lot of my electrical training to figure out how many of those batteries I would need to run a Blackstone. But I'm sure it would be
more than we have.
Probably a whole crate. So, but in those batteries, I've seen guys use them to do. If y'all remember the, you got them done?
Yeah.
If y'all remember those, what were they? The cooler stereos. They would take the car batteries and put the car stereos in a cooler. So I'm using this stuff. Only one store around me sells it, and I like it, so that's why I'm using it. But I want to cook this stuff. Kind of fry it a little bit.
Draw out the moisture.
Yeah. Let's draw it out a little bit here. So I used to really get into watching those guys build those stereos and the car stereos and the coolers, and I was like, man, I need to build me one of those. But then I really got into putting a stereo onto my drum, which I've done the speakers. I've had speakers and I've got ground effect lights on one drum. I took the speakers off of it. Ooh, that looks good, don't it? Pulled up that fawn from the bottom.
The fawn dog, yeah.
There, you're gonna dump in the cream. Hopefully, I have enough cream. If not, I got to go get the wife's stuff.
Oh yeah, that should be plenty.
It should be. Ooh. Yeah. Let that thicken a little bit. So this is the first time I've used this pan, actually. This is my Lodge no-notch egg drop skillet. For anybody that's wondering. I'm sure that was bothering everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody cares. But it's all right. Let's see. All right. Scotty went ice fishing. Got a few nice perch. Nice. It's weird. I get, whenever it gets like January, February, that's when I really want to go fishing. I don't know. Like I've got this urge to go, and I know I'm going to freeze, but
I've never been ice fishing. I've always thought that was really cool. They have those little flags, and they put the flag down, and as soon as they get the fish, you see the flag pop up, and
yeah,
they put their little tents over the hole, and it looks really, really cool. I'd love to do that.
but I think it's like a rich man's thing because you got to have all that stuff. You know, it's kind of like duck hunting. You know, it's not like you just have a shotgun and an orange hat. You know, and you can go out and hunt. You know, duck hunting, you got to have all the decoys and all the calls and all that stuff. So I've always heard duck hunting was the rich man's sport. And I think ice fishing's the same way.
My grandpa was a really big duck hunter, and he had some wooden hand carved decoys that he had in like plastic and glass cases that were decoration only. You did not touch them, and you did not put them in the water.
Right.
And he said some of his duck decoys were worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, I just go to the academy, buy me some plastic ducks, and throw them out there.
Yeah, right. I mean, I've never been duck hunting, but I've watched it on TV. So, so
he had black labs that were his duck dogs.
Yeah.
He was really big into it.
So as this is heating up and trying to basically cook out the moisture in the heavy whipping cream to make it thick, I'm going to add some pimento cheese. Why? Because that's going to be my cheesy grit thing. I don't know how much I should probably add. Probably about, what is that, about a quarter cup, half cup?
Probably half. Probably need another half.
We can. Okay, let's try that. And if I want more, I can add more.
That's right. We can always add more.
Just can't take it away.
That's why they don't allow me to put salt on food at the house anymore.
For season period. But
my Larry's garlic salt I can use because it has the chive in it.
Oh.
And so I can see the green, but I can't see the salt.
So yeah, Scotty, I don't know an inexpensive way without buying one of those higher end battery boxes just for your. But I wonder though, like you were talking about, if you like instead of using the cotton ball, if you took your torch and went in there, if that would get it too hot and damage your rod.
No, it wouldn't at all. I mean, the cotton ball is just whenever you go, if you do searching on how to light your pellet grill when your rod is burned up.
Yeah.
No, that's just their recommended way of starting it.
Okay, so that's their recommended.
Right. That's
the manufacturer recommendation. Well, there you go, Scotty. Then you could probably use something like that with a 12-volt fan, a computer fan, and
No, the fan is already in the unit. You don't have to get another fan.
Well, okay, so you can just run the 12 battery to it.
Yeah, and then that'll operate the auger and the fan.
Now, would you have to wire that to, like, take the 120 wires off and plug this in?
I can. There is a wiring diagram on how to bypass the power lead alligator clips to clip on your battery. I mean, I cannot remember it from my head, but I know. But you just reach underneath where your controller is, and you have two wires, and you clamp them on with alligator clips to your battery.
Okay, so then you don't have to unhook the.
Right.
Okay. It's sticking it up pretty nice.
It is.
May take a lot less time than I thought. Let's see. Not quite that thick yet. Let's check for seasoning. That's pretty good. I'm going to say a little black pepper. Yeah. Pull out the old Brutus. And no, I didn't fill it. The other day when you were telling me,
I could tell.
because it comes in there. But let's try the other side here. It's a lot better. Yeah. Let's try a little smoked black pepper.
This looks like it'd be good poured over a biscuit.
I'm telling you. Put a little green chilies and Rotella in it with make it like tomato gravy. Well, I should probably get this heated up over here, huh?
Might be nice.
But let's see, Scotty get her. Charlie gets another kaboom. There was a big one. That one came out to here. So here's an oldie. It's an old 14-inch round griddle. Wife and I bought this at Academy. You know, it's an Academy brand. It nothing fancy, but it's a round griddle. She wanted it because in like 2015, I think it was, because her grandma used to make fry bread, and she used to do it on something similar. So that's why she wanted this. You know, I think she's maybe used it once. I use it every now and again, but she's getting there. Yeah. Color's not real cheesy. Like, it's kind of orangish.
It looks like Velveeta.
So let's get this. So I haven't used this one in a while. So we'll get this fired up here.
A real good friend of mine, she's Catawba Indian, and she makes fry bread all the time.
She probably uses like from scratch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So my wife and her sister, they find this bread frozen. I forget, it's a red and clear bag. I can't think of the name brand. They make the monkey bread too, and yeast rolls. But it's a certain kind, and you can't use any other thing. And then they make it. They get the skillet going, bacon grease or whatever kind of grease you're using. And then basically it's like a smash roll. Like they put it down, they fry it, but then they smash it. So it comes off about yay thick. And it's pretty good because it's like a smashed yeast roll. It's pretty dang good. Problem is, if you eat too many of them, you get bloated. Even if you eat one and then you drink a glass of water, you feel like you're going to explode. So that's the only downside to it. Fire called toast. So is fry bread called toast? No, because fry bread, toast is like sliced bread, but the fry bread is like a yeast roll or a biscuit and pushed and flattened like a smash burger type deal. Cindy, what's going on? How are you doing? Long time no see. So you've been doing some killer interviews. Keep that up. That's still going good. We still need to get you on a Wednesday cook. Let's see where we at here. So we're heating up. All right. I don't want to go too hot with this. Put it on low. Let's see. Now I lost train of thought. Imagine that. I don't know. I lost it.
You were talking about fry bread.
Oh, yeah. So I did notice, like, some of the diners around here, they do they do fried biscuits where they'll take an actual cooked biscuit and then put it on like a flat top and smash it. So then you get the griddle on both sides. Need 2 of those. Go ahead. Need my diner plate. All right.
Now, when I cook eggs, the white part that's still really thick over here, I always take my spatula or fork or whatever, and I'll stick my fork in there and I'll stretch it out so that it thins out. So I cannot have raw egg in my egg. I'm just that funny, so I always stretch it out so that it completely cooks all the way.
Yeah. So it's funny. I learned. I used to not be able to stand over easy eggs. I did not want the yolk. I wanted it cooked. I was a scrambled egg guy forever. Got ready to go on a vacation with my cousin. Y'all know Mandy. I've talked about her quite a bit. Got ready to go on a vacation and with her and her husband, and to show appreciation, I learned how to make eggs over easy. And I can only do it on a low rim griddle. So when we went on vacation, I took that griddle with me so that I could make her over easy eggs. Sounds crazy, I know, but
no, you have certain things that you like to use for certain dishes.
Yeah. And so I can do it on a flat top, and I'm fine. I can do it on the griddle, and I'm fine. But if I do it in a skillet, I have trouble. Just because the way that I use it. But a flat spatula, fish spatula, fantastic. So, dang, we're early too. We're going to be early. So these won't take long. Let's add a little bit of salt. We'll add a little bit of smoked black pepper. There's that. Now my buddy, he may be watching, he may not. He always has trouble. He's kind of up there in age. He always gets over medium. So, but he likes to stop. So these aren't quite over medium. So let me spoon up some grits. Spoon up some faux grits. Now they always, at the diner, you get half a plate of grits. I'm telling you, man. You get half a plate of grits. Excuse me. Let's throw up, because this is my version, we're going to throw up 4 sausage links. I don't know why they always get stingy on that, but.
And bacon.
Yeah,
they should give you 4 or 5 strips of bacon. Then we're going to give you 2.
And then there's that. I'm going to set this back here. And then I'm going to do another one. You want to throw up some more? Let me throw some more grease down. It's just what I have handy. Yeah, this one diner I go to, because each morning the
egg shell just shattered.
The group goes to a different diner for the fellowship part of the F3. And the one that I go to, they use the bacon from Sam's Club that comes in the great big white box. You know.
Oh, yeah.
And that is like the best. And I've been known to order, like I'll get my coffee, because usually that's all I get is coffee, because I usually don't eat till about anywhere between 10 and 2. Sometimes, closer to 2. Breakfast, that is. But I'll go and I'll get 2 orders of bacon. So they give me 6 strips of bacon.
Mm.
So, that does look good. I got to figure out. Let me see. Let me see if this light helps. Oh, that does help. I still need to figure out lighting. Okay. Well, that does help. Turned it in my own self.
Yeah. And me when you turn around.
Ugh. Anyway, I forgot the parsley. They don't ever add parsley to it, so. But. See if we can't make that one work there, Rusty. We'll make it work. So where else are we at? What breakfast places do you go?
None.
You don't go anywhere for breakfast?
No.
Missed all you guys on Wednesday. Terry had to hold on. Yeah. What's up, Honey Badger? How you doing, buddy? I was watching the other night. He made some pretty good stuff. That griddle you got is amazing. I'm hoping to get one. I'd reached out to them and asked about possibly them sending me one, and the response I got was like, "Oh yeah, we'll send it out. We'd love for this whole thing." And they checked out the channel and whatever, and said they were going to send one out, but they just needed my address, so I sent the address. I haven't heard anything since then, so I don't know. I've been like like you're expecting something in the mail, so you keep going to check the front porch every, twice a day, and nothing. So I don't know if I get one, I get one. If not, I'm out. I'm not out anything. So, but I've been kind of holding on to that one, just keeping it low to keep my excitement down, because I'm like, man, I'd love to get one of those griddles. Those are nice.
Yeah, but as far as going out for breakfast, that's just something we don't do. If I wanted to go somewhere, I'd go to Golden Corral because they have a little bit of everything. But if I'm going to the store or I'm running a service call or something, Teresa will want me to get her a Cajun filet biscuit from Bojangles.
Okay.
That's all she wants for breakfast. Unless I'm at home, I'm cooking no bacon, eggs, sausage, no biscuit, whatever they want. But as far as going out for breakfast, we just hardly ever do it because I just cook it at home.
Yeah. So your biscuits, do you just do cane biscuits, or do you make them from scratch?
No, I don't ever make them from scratch anymore. That's too much work for too little reward for me. It's just not worth the time.
Okay.
And but there is the Pillsbury frozen biscuits.
Okay.
They're already formed and everything ready to go. Those, Teresa loves homemade biscuits the way her mama used to make them.
Okay.
And that is the closest thing to the taste of her mama's homemade biscuits that she's been able to find. So we'll use those frozen Pillsbury biscuits for the canned biscuits.
Okay.
But being the general manager at Hardee's and at Bojangles for 20 plus years, I'm kind of tired of making homemade biscuits.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. When you make your biscuits, how do you do it?
Making the homemade biscuits, I got flour. I'm either going to use the cold blocks of butter or butter flavored lard. Put it in my dry flour. Mix it all up really good. Get the little pea size, the lard broken up into pea size. Add my milk. Mix it up and.
Oh, that looked all whited out right there, didn't it? It's all whited out. Anyway, kind of see the cheese grits are kind of orangish. Well, let's crack a couple more. The last 2 eggs for the wife, and we'll get her some. Let her get her breakfast in. So I got into. I was always intimidated by biscuits until I had brain surgery. Then that was like the one thing that I was like, I can do this, but it was a big challenge. And I looked up like all kinds of recipes, and the simplest one was a 2-ingredient. It was self-rising flour and heavy whipping cream. And that was amazing. And so that was so easy. And then Cast Iron Mike told me, add some bacon grease to it. And that was amazing. The problem that I had, though, was because my brain was scrambled, I could get the ingredients out and the measuring cups and everything I need to do, like all the prep, the mise en place, I could get all ready. But then I was stuck. I couldn't put them together. So it was like I could do one part of it, but not the other. And then the girls were like, Dad, what are you doing? I was like, I'm trying to do this. And they're like, well, where are you at now? And I'm like, now I'm ready to mix it. And they're like, well, why don't you do that? And I was like, I have no idea. So making homemade biscuits was a big challenge and something that I had to overcome. And after I decided to do it after brain surgery. So I don't know. The 2-ingredient biscuits is what I use. And I've taught a few people how to do that. And they really like it. And then it makes them feel good because they just make biscuits from scratch. And they're fluffy and they so I've even tried, like I've bought like a sweet tater biscuit mix, and that was really good. Look at how these slide, no sticky. The key to no stick on cast iron: hot pan, cold oil. Once you show somebody that, they're amazed. They are. That one folded. There we go. How you like that, Mandy? I hope you're watching. She's probably going to text me and be like, hey, keep my name out your show. But, yep, I learned to make eggs over easy and eggs over medium because of Mandy. And she would only eat Johnsonville maple sausage. She doesn't like any other Johnsonville sausage. She might like this one. I don't know. But heavy cream, cauliflower rice, pimento cheese. Yep. I tried making lo mein last night. Ooh.
Funny thing about that, when my wife was the food service manager over at Bethel Woods Camp and Conference Center, they would make lo mein. Well, they called it lo mein. And my wife had to, when she got there, she just had to follow their recipe. And they just used spaghetti noodles as their noodle. And then they just put in soy sauce and stuff like that. But
yeah, I found out the hard way.
They just used spaghetti noodles.
I found out the hard way. That is not lo mein.
No, it's not.
That is not lo mein. We'll pull these off for the wife. A little over medium here. She'll like some sausage, but she will not eat the grits.
You don't think she'll like that?
Heck no. She pretty much told me there's no way. I said, do you want real grits? Because I'll make real grits. And she said, no, don't make anything. Don't. So there's the wife's plate. Y'all can't see that because it's whited out, but that's okay. All right. So let me take this. You've already eaten one. He thinks I didn't notice, but I noticed.
I didn't hide it.
But let's try one of these. They smell cinnamony. I do get like a baked apple. Okay. Yeah, you do get like a baked apple kind of in there. It reminds me of taking like at Cracker Barrel, you get the apples and you have that sauce and you put some of that sauce on them like with your sausage. That's good. I really like that. I highly recommend that one. That's a good one. And you have no idea what I'm talking about.
I don't eat a Cracker Barrel. I've eaten there once or twice, but I'm just not a Cracker Barrel fan, and I've never had apples at Cracker Barrel, so no, I don't know.
I think they're fried apples.
I've never heard of it, so.
Yep, my wife likes Cracker Barrel because it's bland. Blech.
All right.
But here we go.
You still get that earthy flavor from the cauliflower, the cheese and the peppers in it. I mean, it tastes really, really good. And the texture is definitely nothing like grits, but no, I don't eat grits at all. But I could eat this. I am eating this.
He likes it. I went ahead and did the dance, man. And so I know you like the eggs and you like the sausage, so that's a touchdown, fellas. As he drops it all over the floor.
My beard. Oh, I thought I dropped it. But that's not.
Toolbox.
That was already there.
But anyway, so Rusty likes it. I did something wrong. I used pimento cheese. Yep. Well, I guess I could probably indulge in a bite or two. Let's see what I think of it. They're pretty creamy. Could have reduced the heavy whipped cream a little bit more to make it thicker. I mean, you see I got a line where I just picked up with a spoon. Yep. Could use a little Cajun seasoning in it.
It could, but it still tastes fine like it is.
Yeah, it's great the way it is.
For it being your first attempt.
Mm-hmm. It was middle of the night last night. Well, I say middle of the night. It was like 7 p.m. I'm like, do I really want to go to the store? What do I have here at the house? And the rice colleague gives it a, because it's not finely shredded, it gives it a little more texture.
You get a lot of texture. You still taste the earthiness from the cauliflower.
Yep. But it's like the texture of the cauliflower with the pimento cheese, like a spoonful of pimento cheese. Well, I think it's good, but
I do too.
Nice. Not bad. I wonder if I use, so they have a Southwestern bagged rice that I got, bagged cauli rice that I got.
Okay.
I bet I was going to use that, but I bet that'd be awesome in here. Yeah, hold on. I could definitely play around with this a little more. So, what do you got coming up this week? Anything?
No, I have nothing coming up this week.
No cooks?
No cooks. The only thing that I'm going to sit down and start going through is the new barbecue tournaments. Competitions have come up with their calendar. Need to sit down and start looking at those and seeing which ones I'm going to be able to make it to.
Yep.
And still waiting for you and Tanya to decide if the Come See Me week is going to be the weekend that y'all go. Y'all have made that decision?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a done deal.
Okay. Well, whenever we was talking Wednesday, you said she was talking about it. You didn't say it was.
Well, no, it was a done deal. I wasn't 100% sure on the dates myself.
Oh.
So when I double check the dates, that is the same. So the Come See Me is a local event that we try to either judge or cook. And this year I'm not going to be in town, so.
That's where we won our first trophy in Czechs last year.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of which, it's right here.
5th place. And now there was more than 5 teams. But, yep. So, I guess that's all I got. I don't have anything really interesting. I got editing to do. Imagine that. But probably do some more cooks. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer this week.
I know.
So in case anybody doesn't know, today is Groundhog's Day. And which means I'm going to go up and watch the movie at least once.
Really?
And from what Google showed me, Plexitani Phil, which I'm still
say his name again. Plexitani.
I got to figure out. I don't know where you got the name. I got to look that up. Plexitani. He saw his shadow today, so we got 6 more weeks of winter.
He did?
That's what Google showed me. So, boo. So,
I did wonder where they got the name Punxsutawney. But is that a German or?
I don't know.
Man, it's not an English American name.
He's from. Oh, that's the town he's from. Okay. That makes sense. Punxsutawney. Isn't there an L in it?
No.
Why did I think there was an L in it? I don't know. But anyway, so that happened today. So y'all watched the movie today and think of me. I'll watch it at least once. Yep, that's the town he's in. Okay. So, I don't know, man. You got anything?
No.
All right. Well, let's get out of here then.
All right, buddy.
All right. So you enjoyed it?
Yes, sir. Good job.
You would recommend it?
I would recommend the combination of cauli rice and pimento cheese and heavy whipping cream. I would definitely recommend that. That tastes really, really good.
Okay.
Especially for somebody who don't like grits. If you want to make somebody fake grits for somebody, that is a great recipe for fake grits.
Yep. Okay. Cool. Don't drive angry. Nope. Don't do that. So, all right. Well, we will see you all next week, and we'll be doing some sort of cook for a Super Bowl. Can we still say that, or are they going to blackball us for saying Super Bowl?
We can say it.
Remember when it was around that you couldn't?
Oh, it's
nobody can advertise that
right.
They're doing
and it's still that way. But we can say it because nobody important is going to see our little channel.
True. So there's a big game next week, football, where I think the Swifties are going to be there, and I don't know who they're playing. Some team about a sandwich.
Some cheesesteak, something.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who's
The
playing.
most hated team in the NFL.
Well, I don't know.
Well, I do know because I saw the thing on the news. The most hated team, the most hated fans, the prison or jail that they have underneath the stadium, and they've got their own judge and magistrate for every game, and they were going through all the time how many people get arrested and put in jail and everything else, and how many people. They were just going all kinds of information about that's the most hated team in the NFL.
I would think it was the Cowboys. Because no matter what the Cowboys do, whether you're a fan or not, everybody knows what they did.
Oh.
If they lose, everybody knows it. If they win, everybody knows it.
Well, everybody knows they hate Philadelphia.
So, all right. Well, let's get out of here, and we will see you all next week. And hey, if it sounds good, give it a try. Remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome. Have a great week, everybody.
Have a great week, guys.
Boom. Boom.